And because there's so much continued struggle, even failure, it's really hard for the sinner, apart from the grace of God, it's impossible forever to see and embrace this. You will always say, no, that's impossible that God could love me. Or it's impossible that I'm right with him.
That's the fear,
right?
Or the suspicion, whatever word we want to use, the thing that haunts us, that if we're all honest, it's like, that's always kind of there. And that's
it's always there.
It's always just kind of in the background of my mind. It's always kind of in the recesses of my heart. John Owen, in Communion with the Triune God, he makes it plain that it is normal, for us to have hard thoughts of God in our flesh and blood, right? And we think, you said this yesterday, we think it's presumptuous. I ought not get, flesh and blood, creaturely, sinner, all these things. I ought not think of God as kind and tender and gentle and loving. I'm way out over my skis. I shouldn't talk like that. And that's why we need the constant preaching of the gospel, to be reminded of the fact, like you just used the language of, there's no way that we're good,
right?
God and myself. There's no way that he could really love me. It's like, oh, but he does.
Yeah, maybe for the guy over there, but there's a cloud always over.
Yeah, and I think, maybe there are some out there whose constitutions, the way the Lord has wired them, that's not a struggle. But I know the saints in our local church, well over 90% of them, myself included, would say, these are things that plague me. And I need to be reminded, and I need to meditate. I mean, in my own heart and mind, as I consider the scriptures, I consider Jesus, I need to be shown, I need to think more often of how the Lord is pleased with me, how he loves me, he's for me, he's with me. And this has been accomplished by Christ because he has accomplished peace, reconciliation, all of the curse, all of the judgment, he's taken it. There is no more anger, there is no more wrath.